Hello again, Rebecca here. Welcome back to another BrutusMonroe design team layout. And today I am playing with all of these fun items. I don't even have a photo picked out yet, which I guess I could do that real quick now. But it is all about ladybugs. Let's see if I can find a good picture to do a ladybug layout on. These are just the ones that I have printed out that I would like to get scrapped. See what we got, huh? There's always something fun to do. Let's do those. That is Whitney getting her driver's license back in October of 2021. So we'll go ahead and do those today. So I've got photos picked. Check that off. All right. So today what I am playing with is this fabulous, lovely Ladybugs stamp set. Look at how cute these are. Oh, it's like just the cutest little like ladybugs. This is a little bee. Oh, I could have done a little bee, but this ladybugs. There's all, this is one of those stamp sets that just makes my heart smile, because you have the really cute, you know, ladybug and bee images, because these three are ladybugs and this guy looks like a bee, but you have all of these little mixed media background elements that just make the little nooks and crannies of your mixed media pop. So, excuse me. I'm also going to be playing with the mixed media stencil called the Ladybug Roses. So it's got the roses and it's got the ladybugs and it's got the little trails. So I have in my head, always in my head, never know if it's going to work on paper. I want to do the stencil and I want to take these little trails and I want to use this fabulous sequin assortment mix. And I've already played with it, and I always keep it in a Ziploc bag, you guys, just to make sure that it doesn't, like, the sequins don't go crazy everywhere. But you have these really, really teeny tiny beautiful red ones. You've got some cream tones and you have some black in there. Fabulous sequin mix. I also have this 3 assorted 1 yard per color BrutusMonroe ribbon. So we've got the red, the black, and the white. So I'm going to see about bringing that in. Beautiful stencil. Fabulous stamp set. And then I'm going to be playing with some Aqua pigments today. So I've got the red and the green, right? And let's see, so I'm going to do some, I think I'm going to figure out, I don't know. We're going to see something. I'm either going to do the Distress Oxides or I'm going to stamp. I think I'm going to do the stencil over here with the Distress Oxides, which I have candy apple and black soot, which you can find in the BrutusMonroe shop. And then I'm going to do some of like the stamping. I think I'm going to stamp with Aqua pigments, which is always fun. And yes, you can do that. I need to definitely get some new Aqua pigments, because these little guys I use a lot, and I always get the primary colors because you can do a lot with primary colors. So look for the bundles, and I will have all my affiliate links for BrutusMonroe listed down below if you want to get any of these fabulous items. But I cannot wait to start playing. But like I said, my plan is to do some stenciling. I need to pull out a green because I want to color the leaves, I think is what I'm going to do, or I'm just going to go for it and do black and red. You know, I don't really know. I don't know, but I'm probably going to pull a green one too. Let's just do that now, huh? Eh? Let's pull out Mowed Lawn. There you go. Yes, and I apologize for the state of my... I use my mixed media a lot, so it is quite dirty, because, you know, I keep the little foamy bits on the back of them, and I used to store them like this. I don't anymore because one of them leaked, and then it was bad, but I always keep my BrutusMonroe Aqua pigments stored upright, but they have these cute little eyedroppers. So, alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out some cardstock, and let's see about getting some stuff done, so I'll be right back. Okay, so we have the stencils and just some regular old cardstock, I'm going to take just some regular old stashy washi tape because I want to tape this down. And I'm going to kind of put it right there. And before I do that, you know what I need to grab? Is some copy paper. Just some flimsy old cheap copy paper because I'm going to make a mess. And I'm going to kind of keep this not messy, if that makes any sense. So I definitely want to get that right there. So I'm going to put that one right there. And then we're going to pop this guy right here. And I probably should have taped that one down like that, huh? So that it doesn't move. And we're just going to tear this third one in half. And we are going to, because I'm going underneath. Well, we're going to pull this one up again, don't we? So I'm going underneath the stencil, but on top of the paper and just outside the line that we have there. And this will keep it from having that harsh edge for when I go completely crazy and go outside of the you know, the stencil. I couldn't think of what I'm saying. I'm so sorry. I'm like sitting here like really trying to line this up, and I kind of moved some stuff just a bit because I was kind of crazy all over the place. And so we're just going to do this first one with you because, well, this could get a little tedious. And I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me do that 400 times in a row, right? Just kind of get that nice and set down. Now I can see the paper behind it. So we want to just make sure that's straight. And now we're going to take the red, the Candy Apple Red Distress ink, load it up. And we're just going to kind of blend right in the area where I want it. And again, just doing small circular motions. It is okay if we overlap a little bit, because we are going to come in and try to get the green and the black. Just a little bit here and there. And I am getting these little guys, kind of doing circular motions, kind of just brushing it on, just to be a little bit more careful at how I am blending these. And you will see that it is very easy to, you know, not combine your colors. At least that's my thought process. Just keep blending. And I do use a different brush for each color. I don't know if that makes a difference to some people. So then we've got the green, which is the mauve lawn. And we are just going to just ever so lightly just kind of hint that there is some green in there. Without trying to get into the rose and trying to make mud. We don't want to make mud. I'm not left-handed. That was never going to work. I don't even know why I tried. But yeah, it's going to be pretty. I love these type of stencils with scenes, and now this will show you guys how easy it is to just kind of color it. I mean, idealistically, probably would have washed your stencil off and lined it back up, but this works. This works beautifully. Now, I did move that, didn't I? But that's okay, because we don't need that anymore. So, come on. I pushed it on top. But we're all lined up. I'm ready to come in with the black. And I do just want to get the Ladybug trails, so that they're all kind of prominent. They're going to be just a little bit here and there. Some of them are going to be a little bit of the red. Some of them are going to have a little green on them. But super simple. And I'm just kind of tucking, just kind of touching and rubbing it right down to it. Just trying not to blend the colors too much over the areas. Obviously, I'm going to get a little bit of color blending in different areas. And I'm okay with that. It's not my, if it doesn't look good, then we'll just try it again. But just a little bit of definition, you know, just a little bit. Coming in here and just trying to get all these little guys somewhat on the darker side. All right, now the moment of truth, right? Let's see. So we can just pop my whole little ensemble up. And there you go. Whoa. How cute is that? So I'm going to do one here and one here. I'm going to do 4 of them. I'm going to do them off screen though. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So here's my messiness. And I will clean it off in between each use just so we don't get a lot of contamination to color, but I really like it. And I like how the color is actually fading in. Can you see that? Like the color on the leaves are fading in, and some of the colors on the, you know, it's all kind of fading into each other. So I think that is so pretty. So let me go ahead and finish these other 4 up, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have done 2, and I think I've come up with something in my head that I want to do. I don't want to do the whole background, but I want to enhance these a little bit. So that's where the aqua pigments are going to come in, right? So we are going to drop them right down here. I got just a little bit of water, and we're just going to come in, and I just kind of want to add color, just because it's going to kind of move the distress and the distress ink, and it's going to give us just a little bit of fun. And we are going to go ahead and use the distress inks, or the aqua pigments as well, to splatter up our white background. I just want to kind of move the color. Then we are going to kind of do a little fun technique too, but I want to kind of just intensify the color that's already on there first before we kind of add more to it. So this is just getting greener, and it's becoming very, very pretty. And it is pulling some of the red, because I did mix, you know, couldn't really fully control that, the mixing of colors. I did my best. So do you guys mix mixed media when you do it? Do you use several different, or do you stick with just one? I like to mix. I like to use several different medias. I think it, you know, and you layer them. That's the key. When you layer on mixed media, you have to let the stuff dry, and then you can layer upon layer upon layer. And these flowers are just adding this extra bit with the aqua pigment is going to definitely give a dimension where I am lacking it at the current time. So they're going to look, you know, a little bit more realistic, kind of fade into the colors. Make it a little darker on some. Just kind of intensify that beautiful stencil. Right there. And then we're going to come in, we're going to do a little bit more over here. Just I'm going to make sure I had enough, you know, sometimes I don't have everything I need out on the desk. And I'm just kind of just shadowing them a little bit. So I'm going to rinse that off. I always have a towel right down there to dry everything up with, and then we're going to come in with the red. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to paint right on that stencil, just kind of intensifying and give it just a little bit of depth and dimension in each of the little leaves. I'm not going to do the whole thing, or the petals, not leaves. I'm just going to kind of come right into this one edge. Kind of just kind of shading, if you can call it that, but it's like a cheating because I'm just using the aqua pigment to intensify the color that's down, and the aqua pigment is a beautiful product, comparable to like liquid watercolors if you guys are trying to figure out what it would be. It's definitely a product on its own. I have to say, I love it. I'm just kind of just coming in and giving a little bit of shade here and there. And it is the details when you guys are, you know, creating mixed media layouts. It's definitely in the details where you want, you know, the little extra. That's going to take your layouts from being beautiful to stunning, in my opinion. I guess my opinion, I should say that, because when you do the little added things like this, so when you're looking at it, you'll be like, oh wow, look. Those flowers, there's something different about those flowers, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and keep finishing the touches up on this. I'm gonna do the ladybug as well. Kind of get this all painted on. Little depth, little dimension, kind of fun. And then I'm gonna use the aqua pigments to splatter up my background, because you guys know I like a messy background. Who doesn't like a messy background? I'm sure lots of people. I guess I shouldn't be like, you're wrong. So you can pick these aqua pigments up. They have, BrutusMonroe has fun little bundles and sets. They have metallics. I actually have a penny one that is, oh my god, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And these make the best splatters because they are very true to color. So as you can see, and I'm not trying to be, I just want to kind of get this card done so you guys can kind of see the way that it's definitely making the original print with just the oxides. And, you know, it's distress oxides, so things are mixing when doing the oxidation. But yes, if you have not tried these, you must. So here's the roses without, and here they are with just some dimension and a little added something to it. So then we're going to come in and we're just going to kind of get just a few of these little guys in there. I'm going to do the big spots. And I did get some of them with black, but that was kind of intentional because a ladybug is red and black, right? Yes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish that up, and then I'm going to start working on the background. I'll be right back. That's an unfortunate turn of events. Okay, so I forgot to hit record, so we'll just go ahead and do this real quick. So I am taking some aqua pigment, and it's a green frost. It's a very fun metallic color. I don't know if it's still in the shop, and I will apologize. If it is, I will have it linked down below. But I am just getting it loaded onto my brush, and I am moving the color from the aqua pigment and the distress ink that is already through the stencil right here onto the flower, just to fill in some of that white space. You guys know I have a problem with lots of white space, but you can still see the very fun stencil, but now it's giving it a shimmer and shine and just kind of bolding up this little area right here. How cool is this? It's beautiful, and it's shimmering. I hope that the camera will pick up the shimmer. But you can do this without the shimmer. You can definitely do this with any of the aqua pigments just to kind of fill in the stencils. They're one of my favorite mixed medias. And I'm just grabbing it. I am going to go ahead and splatter them I'm going to splatter this on the background as well. Mix that just a little bit. Alright, so we have those. So I did do it on both of them. I do apologize that I missed the first one, but that's okay. I am going to come in and I'm going to glue some of these beautiful sequins over here on all those little black dots once this is dry. I'm going to do that off screen so you guys aren't like totally bored with it. But this is completely dry, so we do want to come in and we're just going to mix some water in with this just to, because Aqua Pig, those are kind of thick. And we're just going to pick it up and I'm just going to splatter it just so that there's a little bit of shimmer onto the background. It is a little pinky because my water is pink, but I'm okay with that. And then we want to turn it because that's my thing. And I'm trying to, you know, get some bigger drops in there as well. We do need right over there and right over there. All right. So we're going to let everything dry. I'm going to glue some sequins down and we will be back and assemble the layout for real this time. Okay, my camera wasn't recording, so I do apologize. So real quick, what I did to the background was I took each of these lovely Aqua pigments, squirted some out on my desk, and flicked a whole bunch of splatters all over here. Minimal in the red, a lot in the green, and then I did come in with the remainder that was on my desk, as you've seen just before. I also took my ink blending brush and the black soot just to give some definition, because all of these fun little elements, when I add the sequins and everything is very red black, and I've popped in green, so I want the background to reflect that. So even though it's subtle and it's the background, it's still a very important part, so it's going to pop. I even edge distressed those, and my plan is to put these guys, we're going to run them, we're going to butt them somewhere in this area, and then I've got the photos, which I think we're going to trim down and we're going to kind of overlap these guys, and then we're going to, like, you know, trim the photos down and stick them in opposite, so you're going to have that peeking out and all the sequins and everything. So, and then we're going to come in, before we glue any of that down, I'm going to come in with these stamps, and we're going to jazz that background even more with the stamps. So, and I will kind of partially do that on screen with you, but that's a big background, so I'm going to show you my trick as to how I don't waste the time to go ahead and fill this area in. So let me go ahead and get the sequins down, get these trimmed. I think we're going to I'm going to mat those in some black cardstock, but obviously I just need, you know, like a 2x3 picture there. So a lot more of the background is going to be showing, which is really fun. So give me just 1 minute. Okay, so everything is dry. I went ahead and did all of the sequins, so I did black and white. I didn't think that the cream was going to go, but I've adhered them together. I've cut them down. I matted them in just a gray scrap of cardstock that I had. I figured that went better than the stark black. So kind of everything blending together. So I want to use this beautiful stamp set to stamp. And I'm going to use Aqua Pigments as well to stamp also the black soot distress ink. So I just have this, just a pin, it's sitting next to me. And what I do is I kind of get the placement of how I want things, which is going to be like that for the layout. And then I kind of get it held in place, and then I take my marker and I draw where it is going to be. Now this happens to be an erasable marker, just in case I do something silly and, you know, go outside the line or mark somewhere where I'm not supposed to. And then we just kind of do this. Then when you pick that up, this all here I know is where the photos are going to go. And I always make myself remember that. I totally just knocked off one of these somewhere. Right here, just add a little bit more glue. It's on that weird little edge. So we'll get that stuck down. And I do want to just grab my little tweezers and I'm just going to apply, get that stuck nicely in there. So put that to the side. And at first, I'm going to get this open, pull out these beautiful stamps. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to use this little guy first because he's adorable. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of like pop that guy there. And I feel like maybe that, well, see, it's going to be the other way, isn't it? So, kind of get him right there. These two little guys can just be like having a little party right down here, right? So, let's just do that first. And I've never used them, so I'm going to rub them on my skin. I'm just prepping the stamp. Some people use erasers. You can stamp it several times. I just use the oil from my skin, right? I'm going to use the black soot distress ink because I feel like we've already been using that, so why not? Let's, I don't know, I guess maybe go to the pad. So I'm basically just going to stamp here, and then I'm going to stamp there with the black soot. My pad's kind of like warped. I don't know what that's about. Let's see if I can get this down on there. So while I work on getting that stamped, then we're going to come in with all these other little guys. So let me go ahead and get those two stamped down. I'm probably going to make sure I don't mess it up. So, and then we'll come back and we'll finish the rest of the background and layout. Okay, so we have those two guys down. So now I'm going to come in and I just want to do some fun designs. I like this little heart circle, so we can use a whole bunch of those. There's plenty of those. Let's bring in just a few of those circles. So I'm just going to pull them off so that I can get them used nicely. Oh, these little fun things. I love these little things. Let's get all these little flowers all nicely stuck down, and we're going to use the Aqua pigments to stamp along with some of the distress. Got some daffodils. Look at all this fun stuff. I can keep pulling more and more. Okay. That might be enough. Alright. So we're going to take this little guy, we're just going to prep him as well. I'm going to have to prep them all. And then we're just going to kind of take this and I do just a little bit, kind of spread it out. And then I'm just going to dip it right in there, kind of tap it off a little bit. And we're just going to kind of, it's going to take a few before the actual image. Like that one was kind of like, you know, a little bit rounded. It's just going to add a bit of interest to the background. So I'm just going to wipe the excess off. Prep this guy. Kind of smear that around a little bit. And start stamping all of these fun images using, and I will clean all my stamps, just so you know. not clean them. Just kind of running them through just for some added interest. So Aqua pigments can be used as a fun mixed media stamping tool as well. Who knew? Right? Let's get some of these little lovey hearts on there. I'll just kind of turn that, and I'm just going to keep doing this. I'm going to use all the images, get them all stamped nicely in the area, and I will come in with some green as well and some black. Maybe not even so much green because there's a lot of green on the background. I'm probably going to come in with some more black. So let me finish that up and I'll be right back. Okay, I have everything stamped, so now it's time to get this on there. I'm going to pop that in so the little buggies are peeking out, but I think first we need to add a strip of ribbon. So we're going to create a little banner right through the middle. I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to put the white in the middle. Okay. This always eludes me. Clip this right here. And we're going to run the first ribbon. Now I've got that middle piece there, but that's okay. So let's line it up. Let's grab our T-square roller. Get this guy lined up straight. What do you say? Without it sticking to... Aha. Oh, goodness gracious me. Okay, that one is straight. So let's do the next one, which is where I think we'll put black on the bottom. I'm just going to trim that up. I forgot how fun it was to use ribbon on a layout. And then let's just grab the red off of here as well. And then we'll get everything else adhered down and we'll see if we need to even add any more embellishments, which kind of probably not going to because mixed media, oh, come on, speaks for itself and makes a layout gorgeous, in my humble opinion. Alright, so before we have a big tangled mess, let's get this put back up. So we're going to take the red guy. I actually wanted the red guy on the top, so I'm going to go ahead and run that one right there. Then we're going to take the red and right there. So the fun thing about when I use ribbon, I always use my little tiny attacher. So we're just going to go ahead and I kind of just put a little ATG on, from the paper to the ribbon just so that it, just so that it holds it down on both sides, and I just roll it right onto it, and it's like double sticky, right? I'm going to take the little tiny attacher and I'm just going to make sure I get a few staples, kind of like a little random added embellishment over there, but no rhyme, no reason, just kind of making sure I'm on the ribbon. There you go. So then we want to take this big guy, and I think we're going to pop him up on a whole bunch of foam. Well, and so today you learned how to make a stamped background with, I shouldn't have done that. Aqua pigments. So you guys have aqua pigments. Do you play with aqua pigments? If not, you should. Just saying. Just saying. I need more foam. I got too much stuff out. And you know what happens then. Okay, where's... I'm just going to get this popped on. I think that is going to do it. I may not need to add any more. We're going to have to like Frankenstein this little guy together, but that's okay. Just want to make sure that I get foam just so it doesn't have any kind of weird little dipperooskies in it. And then this is another layout done in a fabulous BrutusMonroe product. I'm in love with them though. I'm in love with BrutusMonroe's products. I feel like that's not a secret. Everyone knows. We've all accepted it. Alright, I do want to put just like a little bitty guy right down there because I don't want it to dip. Like it might, you know, the photo might dip. And all that stuff over there. Because I have foam and I have mixed media, I always do dry adhesive and wet adhesive. I'm pushing really hard until I forgot that I have sequins on the other side. Then I'm going to use my wet adhesive, kind of dab that on. The dry will keep it held now, but the liquid will hold apparently forever. I make no promises because this is not like the best glue. That's okay. Alright. And then we just kind of put it right. Give it a little stick. I feel like it needs to come down more. I stuck it too hard. Okay. Let's come down. Alright, that's better. Alright, so that is going to do it for today's layout. What do you guys think? Are you going to create your own backgrounds? It has a lot going on back there, but it is so much fun to create your own pattern paper with the tools that you have. Stamps, ink, watercolor, you know, a little bit of ribbon, and ta-da! This layout is done. Actually, I feel like it needs something down here. Are you guys feeling that too? I think we should do more ribbon. As I like say that and I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't think I'm sold on that just yet. And that's okay. We don't always have to be sold right away. Oh man, I lost another one. But do I know where? Yep. Okay. I knew I was going to crunch one off. I could hear myself pushing too hard. But that's alright. We can get that little guy popped right back on there. Okay. So one more time, we're going to run the ATG. I just felt like it was very, very heavily weighted to the top. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the white out of the equation this time. And just layer it right there. Give us a little bit more of a pizzazz down here at the bottom, right? We're going to do the same thing. Just got to be a little bit more careful this time. Because last time all of that stuff was not on there. Stick that down. Stick that one guy down, and just to be sure, we're going to take the little tiny attacher one more time. And do our two staples, and now I'm in heaven. See, finishing touches. You always got to look for the details. So that, I think, is actually going to do it for today's layouts. I love it, I love it, I love it. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me on this mixed media journey. I will also have a blog post about this on the Brutus Monroe blog, so please stop over, check that out. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below. We will answer that. And I thank you guys. Bye.